Sparkles. So today I actually have a shorter video, maybe, probably, maybe, I don't know. We're gonna make a palette. This is one of the old Ulta Z palettes. I don't think they even make these anymore, but I have a bunch of ColourPop eyeshadows. They're not actually the ones from these palettes. They're from just various palettes that I have. I'm going to be making a palette for my cousin. She's having us all over, and she's not super into makeup. So I want to make something that's like a little fun, a little exciting, but not too crazy scary. So I have these shades they're mostly from like the Muppets, like holiday palette, and then I think these are from, what's it called? I think it's called like Control Alt Glam. It's a cool palette, but like I just don't vibe with the ColourPop shadows anymore. Like the formula is just not really my favorite. I have a bunch of brown shades. This is not what the original So Fly palette looked like, but I want to use this palette for just like custom palettes. I really like the artwork with like the dragonflies. It's pretty. I think I can make a fun like summertime palette in that. And then I don't think these are the same shades in the Of Quartz palette. And as you can see, my stuff is not cooperating with me. As you can see, I actually did have like the shade fully exploded, so that was fun. But let's see. So let's take some stuff apart and let's just get started. So I'm going to start by taking everything out of the Of Quartz palette. I mean, these are beautiful shades. I wish I used them more. But like I know that the ColourPop formula is really good for some folks, like it works really well. But for whatever reason, for me, it just doesn't vibe like it used to. I used to use ColourPop shadows like all the time, and they worked great. But like nowadays, I just have other formulas that I like a lot more. Okay, so in the camera, these look almost the same. And in person, they look almost the same. This one is slightly lighter. This one's slightly darker. I don't think I need both in this palette. But really, right now, I'm just clearing it out. So that way, I have some space to work with. I am going to keep this palette as well. I think it could be fun for making like a cool wintertime 9-pan. But we'll see. We'll see if I actually do it. Okay, so let's start pulling from my holidays palette. Yeah, let's start pulling. Before I started recording, I actually went through my ColourPop palettes, and I have like a whole box of them set aside that I have no plan for. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with them because I don't use them anymore. Like a lot of them I got as gifts, or like I used them a few times and then like I just don't reach for them, stuff like that. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with them. I might just put them on Mercari. We'll see. But it might be a like, hey, here's a whole box of ColourPop palettes. Buy at your own risk. I mean, because they're not, like a lot of the palettes aren't complete. They're kind of like the Of Quartz palette where I've like moved things around and stuff like that. I shifted those down because I think I want to add this pink here. I like having things organized in columns. If you're new here, by the way, hi, my name is Cupcake. I do a lot of makeup content, and a lot of it is based around palette building and using what you have, things like that. So if you're new here, hi, welcome in. I'm happy to have you. I would love it if you wanted to subscribe to my channel. That'd be awesome. But no pressure. I'm happy you're here either way. Now, my cousin does have blue eyes, and I think that blue eyeshadow with blue eyes is such a fun, like, pop of color. I don't know. I love it. I have brown eyes, and blue eyeshadow on me is very tricky because I have such a rosy undertone that really, like, if it came down to it, I'd probably prefer, like, purple eyeshadow over blue. But I like this column. I think it's looking nice. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to get all these in here, but it's going to look kind of weird. So here, let's see. And I mean, this also might be something that my cousin's daughter, different cousin, but it might be something that my cousin's daughter likes instead. Because she's 15 and just getting into makeup. So it could be very fun for her. Okay, guys, let's talk about ColourPop for a minute. So ColourPop is one of those brands that they used to have chunky pressed glitters in their palettes, right? Chunky. Well, then they reformulated and now they have these like eye safe glitters. I'm going to turn my flash on. They have these eye safe glitters. Tell me why, like the Backstreet Boys, tell me why these feel like sandpaper on my eyeball. I use a primer. I'm not out here just like raw dogging the shadow on my lid. Like I use a primer. Like, you know, I'm not just like digging it onto my eyeball, but for whatever reason, they feel terrible on my eyes. Terrible. I have no words. Let's see. Let me grab something really quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have other shades hanging around. And the only other palette that I have that has these big pans like this is my Pokemon palette, which in my cleaning up video, which I think this one's coming out after, I talked about how I want to like use this palette before I take it apart, but honestly, I'm not really dying to keep it. Like it's good, but I think I could make something more fun out of the single shades that I already have. Like none of these are really speaking to me, so I think I am going to take this apart. It's for the greater good. So, but let's finish up with what I have still left in this palette because I think I can make something here. I think I can. What is that accent? Let's see. So, make another like pinky row. And I will give some of these glitters to my cousin or my cousin's daughter simply because like I know they work for other people. They just don't work for me. And that's not their problem. That's my problem. Let's see. So I've got some greens. And let's see. Ooh. Let's see here. Because I really just want to see, will another row fit here? I feel like it should. Okay. Yeah, it does fit. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, this might end up being something that's less for my cousin and more for my cousin's daughter. Because it's fun. Again, I don't think we need two of like the exact same taupe shades. Let's swatch them and see if they swatch different. Again, I don't know what palettes these originally came from. I don't remember at this point. I mean, they are marginally different. Like not Not super different, but like they are different. But yeah, having them right next to each other, it's like this one's slightly more yellow, this one's slightly more red. Here, we'll put on a flash. Yeah. They, I feel like on the eye, these are going to look the same. Which is kind of how I judge it. Is like on the eye, are they going to look any different? No? Okay then. So, let's see. Let's take a look at my Pokemon palette and see what we want to take out of here. I think I'm going to take the shade Fossil. And in fact, let's swatch it next to the other taupes. Yeah. It's way lighter. That's Fossil. And I think that'll be nice because it's slightly darker than this shade. R.I.P. Pokemon palette. You can never be back together again. Let's see here. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out. This like orangey pressed glitter. And I think I'm going to, it's not a pressed glitter, it's whatever that new formula is. And actually, I think I'm going to put it up here. I think that's cool. And then maybe, there we go. I didn't want to fall into place. And then, ooh, Pewter City is kind of fun. It's like this kind of gray with shimmers. Because yeah, I like the idea of having a taupe column. Decisions. Because yeah, there's this one. And then there's also the shade Trainer's Path, but I think that's going to be warmer. Yeah, so this is Trainer's Path, and that's the taupe shade that we have in here. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice shade. Ooh, I have an idea. I think what I might do is take the shade Elite 4, which is just like a, oh yeah, it's like a shimmery gold. There's Elite 4. And I think what I'll do is I'll move this shade over here because it leans a little more like neutral cool. And then I think we'll take Elite 4 and we'll put it here. And then let's kind of take a second and assess what we have. So we have like a kind of orangey and then green column. It's very warm. We've got like some purple and pinks. We've got cooler tone purple and pinks. We've got cooler neutrals, warmer neutrals. I do like this blue and purple column, but I don't love the order I have it in. So I think what I might do is I might put this blue on top. And let's see, I do think that stands out a little bit, but not necessarily in a bad way. Yeah, I think parts of this palette are warped. So like it fits in, but it's very tight. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to swatch this out and see how it looks. So let me clean my hand off. All right, let's do that. Okay, so let's swatch it. Guys, I'm so disappointed. I forgot that I still have a bunch of neutral shades in the So Fly palette. So let's change this. So seriously, I can't believe I forgot that. It's been a day. We're gonna get rid of the really bright shades and we're gonna adjust. So I'm gonna take the greens out. Let's see. I'm thinking we still keep the blues and like the purples because I think those will look really nice. I guess I can put my Pokemon palette back together and put the shade Fossil back. And let's see. We can put the shade Fossil back, which was this one. Look at me remembering a thing, guys. It's like I just did this 5 minutes ago. But you know, that doesn't mean a lot. And I think I'll put the shade Elite 4 back. Because, you know, I might as well keep it together until I decide to destroy it. Not destroy it, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm going to take this other shade. It's a slightly lighter taupe. You can at least see that it looks different in camera. And then I think what I'm going to do is scoot this one up because I actually have this kind of like reddish brown, if it'll focus. And I think that'll look nice here. Oh yeah, I really like that. And then this row, or this column is gonna be, I have like another, ooh, those look almost the same. Way to go, ColourPop, for making shades that look almost the same. It's like you're not supposed to have all of them. And yet here I am, having too many to work with. So I think what I'll do, ooh, I really like this, this light, it's almost like a light purple compared to the taupes. So I think what I'll do is I'll move that. We'll get rid of the chunky glitter. Okay, and then I do think I'm gonna keep that dark red. And I think I'm even gonna keep this orange. Because like orange and gold are easier, I feel like, colors to work with than like, I think they're easier than like a bright green. But I do think I will put the bright greens back. Okay, so it's slightly different so far. You can barely tell. It's like imperceptibly different. Let's see. How similar do these swatch? I'm not going to swatch the whole palette again because my arm is tired. I mean, these are different, right? They're honestly not that different. Like this one is definitely more plum. This one's definitely more like yellow. But I don't think they're different enough for me to put them both in here. But I do like this one. How does that compare to this one? Oh yeah, they're a little different. This one's definitely darker. So let's do this. Move this guy over there. I'm gonna put this one down here. Yeah, that's a very basic neutral quad. Love that. And then let's put, let's see. Yeah, I don't want to pull from the Pokemon palette unless I absolutely have to. And I might absolutely have to, because like, look at these. These are hardly different. Yeah. Like, I mean, one is slightly lighter, but I mean, barely so. Let's see here. So what do we have left? And what's not vibing? So I think we go with, let's see. Because I do like this warmer column, but what do we put in it? to make it fit. Do we add the shiny, glittery kind of shade? This one? If it'll focus. Do we add that? Or do we just like lean into the red and orange still? Because like, I think the red and orange is fun. But is it too much? Like, is it too bright? I think it's good. And then we could even do like this. That looks nice. It's really just a game of like how to make it feel cohesive when it's not actually cohesive. So that's kind of that's the challenge for me, I should say, is making it look cohesive when I know that it's not. And I mean, this shade, I really love it. I really want to keep it in here. So maybe we scoot this over. We scoot these up. Put that there. And then in our warmer neutrals, we could take... Ooh, I had a thought. Let's scoot these up. Because this one's more of a plummy shade anyway. So we put it at the bottom of our like pinks and plums. And then this one is more of a warmer, like yellowy gold. And then we can put this one back here. And then we do have our last column. And let's make it even more brown. More brown. And I am gonna swatch these two next to each other because in the camera they look so similar. And I mean, maybe you're watching this on like hella brightness and to you they don't look that similar, but to me they do look similar. So here. Okay, this definitely seems more my cousin's speed and less her daughter's speed, or less my other cousin's daughter's speed. So, if you guys were to name this palette, what would you call it? And you know what? I did lie. I am going to swatch it because it's driving me nuts to not swatch it. So, what would you name this palette? What would you call it? I'm sure ColourPop, no, I'm not even going to say what I would call it. I'll put it in the comments if you ask. I will tell you what I would name this palette. But, all right, let's swatch it. Okay, guys. This feels more cohesive to me. It's got, you know, lots of neutrals, but it still has some fun pops of color. This feels very work appropriate if you like work in an office or whatever. It feels like you could get away with all these colors at an office. Maybe not like the blues altogether, but like this blue as like a little liner shade, adding like a little pop of color. Awesome. Okay, so take two on us saying goodbye. I hope you have a great day, night, whatever time it is. I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you're kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And I will really, really see you in the next one. Okay, bye. They just are to my little sensitive eyes. I have little sensitive eyes, guys.